So today do some work on the 505, but I'm not the one to do it. So I brought it to a workshop. I don't know, some of you guys probably know him, Joseph. So he's the one that does work on my 505 sometimes when require some of this very strenuous mechanical work. So but in this case, it's about to adjust the suspension. So before I got the car, the previous owner adjusted the front suspension. They did some work, so it pulled also. Because of that, I don't know if the video will show it well. The front is always higher. It tells like ground clearance is always much higher than the rear one. So I've been using it like that since 2010. 11, I would say, but so I have two options. If I want the car to stay level, is to remove that adjustment on the suspension to bring it down again, so that it will level with the rear of the car, or I adjust the rear one just a little so that it will level. So, of course, if I do the front one, the front will come down. That we should give the car the factory ground clearance. But this car, as much as I want it to have that factory ground clearance, both the rear and front, I honestly don't want the car to be hitting here and there under. I mean, one of the things, this engine, remember 505 doesn't have all this metal protector we put under, all those big pan iron, thick iron that usually protect. So your engine is that exposed. Anything that hits there, that's the end. Unless you get the warning on time, and then prevent your engine from failing. That if it hits your oil pan, of course all the oil will leak out. And if you are not careful, by the time you realize that your engine is already grinding, and this engine is not available. So, I actually gave it a thought. I realized it's better I leave it as it is. Now for the rear, so what he's going to do, he actually suggested it to me before now. But just to put small, as the way they do it, put small, under the spring on top, so that it will take it up just a little bit. It all depends on how high you want it to go. I mean the thickness of what it's going to put there. So it's not as if they are doing any major work on the car. So I will do it, but I will see how it fares. Whether the car stability will still be okay. Of course, the other option is to change the tires, but still it will not stop the rear from going down. The rear will always keep doing that, but the only thing is to take the car a little bit up, because like I say, what I always want to avoid is, I mean, the rear differential is expensive now, very expensive. It used to be cheap, but no more. So I wouldn't want a situation, and let me see what I show you guys. You can see how low it is, almost on the level of the shock absorbers or the fuel tank. So anything can hit it there, and what that happens is gone. So those are the reasons I was like I said, as much as I want it to stay low due to the performance, I'll still have to be rational and logical. So I'd rather take it up a little bit to protect the differential than trying to, for the sake of performance, and then end up parking the vehicle for good. because you may get a car, I won't be able to get that differential again. I've changed it. So, but we'll see what happens, you know. I mean, these are 505, so I don't really, it doesn't have to be that very low. I have other cars for that, you know, for when you're talking about hardcore performance. So, that's it. The other ways you can increase the vehicle height, like you change the springs, the shock absorber springs, and put Nigeria assembly ones. Well, of course, usually you take the car up. Because these are foreign, the one that come with this 505 foreign assembly, especially European assembly, are usually low. The springs keep not as high as that of the Nigerian assembly. As you can see, these ones, like of course, this one sits up higher, this 504. But even though it also has a high profile tire to keep the clearance up. There's nothing. I've made the decision, so we'll do it and see what happens. It's not like doing any welding work or anything. So if it doesn't, the car, if it affects the car negatively, that bad, what I mean is in terms of the road handling of the car. Of course, it might have a little effect on it. That I know for sure. Even the front one. Remember, the front one itself has been adjusted earlier. So it's not like the road handling isn't as good as it's supposed to be, even though I still enjoy it and much better than the standard 505 that you have here in Nigeria, or sold in Nigeria. But like I said, it's about logic now. You know, as much as I want to enjoy the car performance, I say want to keep the car running as long as possible. So in that case, I need to protect not just the rear differential. I also need to remember this car has two fuel lines under, and the fuel pipe that pass under too, and they're actually exposed. So staying that low means there are things that you could go over a bump, boom, it will hit them. In fact, which actually happened, I'm going to, one of the things I intend to do probably before I take the car. Let me show you the engine bay. Okay, maybe I can do it from here. You can see the speedometer cable, the fuel lines, you can see how low they are. So something hit and pulled them down. So I'll sit there, go back, go under and then take them up, hang them. But it's also one of the disadvantages of having, you can also see the exhaust how low, almost very close to the ground. Now, of course, it's meant to go up higher. But when I did this conversion, we converted it from to V6. This is the best the weather could be able to do the mount the exhaust. So those are the factors. So I don't want it to the way the rear under those things were arranged. They are different from all these newer Peugeot cars, so I need to get it right. I'll go under and arrange those things so I can go up again. But I know it was because something probably hit it and pushed them down. So I need to go back and the things that are supposed to hold them up are things that are broken. So I need to find something to tie and pull them up. Okay, so I will update as soon as that is done, so that see what it looks like after. Like I said, I'm not interested in taking it up so high like this other one. No, I just want it just a little bit so that it stays a little bit the same level. You know, so that I'm always staying down, because right now it's like this. Even though I didn't have much load in the boot, it's like this. It has always been like this. So what I'm trying to do is at least to get it up to stay level. Okay, so that is it. Okay, update. So the work is in progress. They are about to be concluded. So those things have been padded on the suspension. The rear shocks are bubble for. There is this part of the thing that went in there. Something like this. So to drop the car down, we now know if the height is too high or normal or still low. So if you guys are updated. I told him about this hanging the fuel, the return and the supply fuel line, and the splinter cable hanging down. So he said, let's try to see whether he can do that. Actually overheard me when I was talking about it on the video, so he offered to do it himself. So I said, okay, let me go ahead and do that. So that spare me some time I will spend under the car trying to figure out how to mount it, which he's trying to do now. As you can see, he's on it now. Like I said, when it comes to my cars, my 505, I trust him enough to sometimes even leave the car with him for him to do the work without any supervision. All I need, I'll tell him this is what I want, and he'll get it done. That's how good it is when it comes to 504 and 505, even 404. Okay, so I'll update you guys soon. So updates. So the work has been completed. So while I'm looking at it, yeah, you can see obviously. I don't know, the video might not show you, but I know what my eyes is seeing. So before now, you can't even see this surface of the tire, the upper part. Just straight, you will see that upper. Because usually this place will go in, or at least almost in. But now there's a mush cap. And see, yeah, almost my whole fingers could go in. So I don't know, for me it looks as if it is higher than I wanted. I don't know whether it's maybe because of the position of the car or the level of the ground where it's parked. So anyway, I'll drive it. Like I said, there's no welding or any work done in such a way that I can't easily be reversed. So what they did was just to put all those thick rubbers before the spring, under the spring. So if it's not something I like, then it will be removed. And another one is, I think there are two thickness. So the one he put was the thickest one. So what I'll do is, I'll use the car. If I feel the height is too high for me, I'll bring it back there. You put the smaller, thicker one. No, I mean the one that is a little bit thick compared to the thicker one, so that I won't go down so much. I mean, in as much as I want to raise the rear of the vehicle, doesn't mean I want it to go up higher than even the front. But we'll see what happens. I haven't driven it. I just came and he has driven the car and left it here for me. So Okay, other than that, other thing, like I mentioned, so he decided to do this, remember the speedometer cable, the supply and return fuel line we are dangling under. So he was able to mount them for me. As you can see, they are now well mounted up and fixed. So, sorted. So in that case, that's what I also say. At least let's look at the the rear axle. That's the differential. The height is now far from the ground because this is actually the main what actually inspired me to do this. Because I wouldn't want anything to hit there, because there's every chance that something could hit it, and that would be the end of that differential. It's not something you can easily get, even if you find one. Not cheap. So that's the end. And the driver will see what happens. Like I said, until I use the car, I drive it, it feels awkward. What I mean is both the road handling of the car. If the stability is not is worse than it was before, then I will have to come back. Like I said, I have the option to put it back, both the front and rear, back to the factory height. By removing the adjustment, they put in the front and then remove the rear one, so everything is still normal. But then I have a chance. It means I'm putting myself on a bigger risk. Myself and the vehicle, actually, not just myself. Because putting myself at the risk means everything that happens to this car because of my stupidness or carelessness is going to make, I don't know how I will come out of it. It's because of how much I care about this car. That's my point. So I wouldn't want to carelessly damage this vehicle beyond repair by damaging the engine, knowing that the height of the car right now is okay, especially the front, but it's not normal. In terms of performance, it's not the best. It should also be a little bit lower, right? To where the rear height was in the morning before this work started. But then, I had to be reasonable to protect what I value or care about or love. So that's why I decided to take it a little bit of it. If it seems a little bit higher than I would want, that will affect the performance that much. The performance means road handling of the car. Then I will probably take the rear one a little bit lower, but higher than it was before the work started. So that's it. And okay, so that brings it to the end of the work. So if you're interested, the mechanic, I can always recommend him for you. He's very good at what he does. So it's not just things like this. When it comes to 404, 505, 504, he is very good. Somebody I highly recommend. Okay, so till another video. So update. So I returned the car and started to remove it. It was just too high for my liking. So this is one here. One I found here. It's too high. So I was trying to see if we can find one. This is the one that was there before, that I put there before yesterday. How many? On Saturday. Just got here now. About 6 p.m. Monday, and so I can understand why it was too high. It's very thick. So you can see if you can find something that is a little bit lesser than this. This is where it usually stays. Put it here. So clockwise this way. Currently, my CV joint, the tube has broken. I've had to deal with that. I think probably was in the process. Oh, you can see the grease poured out. I'm in the process of removing this thing. The thing has got done. Well, shit happens. So we are waiting to see if we can get another one so that we can couple this. Hopefully the car will be coupled today. I don't know, like I said, it's almost 6 p.m. So the possibility of this thing being ready today, remaining like 1 hour to get dark. So I don't know. We'll see. This is the rear differential. Hopefully this is now the final update from the look of things. So now the car is on the height that I want it from the beginning of this call it a project. The tail does not look too high anymore compared to the front end. So both of them looks almost on the level. Though the car is not at the level ground, but I can tell from the look of it, it's no longer, the rear tail is no longer too high. Even how I knew that it has dropped down a little was the initial one he put. When you put my hand like this, it will swallow the entire finger, even inside. But for you to go inside now I have to freeze my hand for you to go. But before, I can keep it as straight as this and it will swallow. But now, if I did like this, it will stop. So this one doesn't go in anymore, so it has dropped down. I can even tell that it's no longer too high. So, though I had to, go to work. So I left the vehicle with him. So I didn't see the thickness he actually put that brought down a little, make it to drop down a little, but I've gotten what I wanted. So, so as it is now, the exhaust is now protected under, and every other thing that is under the vehicle protected. So I also will expect the road handling to be almost the same like even the initial one he did. I mean, there was a big improvement, to be honest, better than ever since I got the car. Although I'm not really pushing the car hard to see how it will behave, but I believe even the little I drove it on high speed, it kind of behaved a little bit better. Remember, ever since I got the car, yeah, it had a V6 power bike. So it has everything on the front end is the V6 performance suspension, But because they adjusted the front end even before I got the car, so the rear end kind of kept pushed down, which was the normal height, but that it was too low. So it now made the car, the front end was too high, so you can tell how it will behave when the tail is almost on the ground and the front is too up. You don't expect the car stability to be that very good, in that kind of scenario. But now, the last time I drove the car, when you did that rear one, even though I was a little bit up, but while on speed, I will swap the car, like push the steering, do the steering as if I, shake it, do it up and down, or left and right on a high speed, very rapidly, quickly, and the car doesn't, of course, the body roll is expected on a 505, but it's kind of maintained, it didn't behave abnormally as a car that is about to lose stability. So, so now that they're on the level, so I expect it to even perform better than ever it was. So, yeah, if I want the rear V6, I will drop everything down, but then I won't be able to use the car as far as I'm here, I mean, from here, you can even look at the exhaust. I know I've shown you guys before, but now that it's off, at least my exhaust now is protected. You can see how low it is under. So I mean, if you are driving on bumps anymore, or driving on, I mean, imagine you have a 505.
Yeah.
You cannot drive on rough road. Considering that this should be a better car for those kind of road conditions, but then you have so much concern that your exhaust could break or pull out because it's much lower. I've made an attempt to see if I can get a welder that can adjust, but that would mean a lot of cutting and joining until the exhaust can go up. You know, if you do it like that, you might start vibrating, let me leave it as it is, since it's okay. Then deal with the vehicle height from the ground. And I've gotten it. So I've not driven it after this second height adjustment, but I don't expect it to be. I expect it to be better than it was the last time I drove the car. So I think that's basically will be the last update, and the next thing I'll probably look out for to prepare myself is the CV joint. In other words, the drive shafts. Those boots, rubber boots on them have all cracked. One actually cracked before, these two sides, but this side gave up. I think it was this side that gave up while he was trying to fix this. So I actually was seeing the sign. It was cracking. So I knew it was just a question of time. So this time, it now gave up. So it's not safe to be driving it like this for a long time. Now that we are entering rainy season, but if once water or dust enter inside it, the bearing will lose the grease there. And once it loses the grease, it starts to have clearance. And once you start having clearance, you start become noisy. You start getting some boom noise when you want to accelerate quickly or move from a stance. I've used GL before, so I know. So I wouldn't want to have issue with that. So, but like I said, it won't stop me from using the car. I'll just take my time. Once I probably won't be able to get the exact size for it. We'll just find all those technicians that know how to do the rear, to do those things. They will have idea for the 505, 504 GL, because 504 GL and 505 GL and 505 European, American, African, Australian assemblies. All these ones they use the same drive shaft. That what I mean is the design. It's only Australia. They don't have independent rear differential. They have the live differential. So it looks like 504 best line, like this 404 you see here. So that was the design they have. So but this one, basically the same drive shaft. The only difference between this and the GL is that GL is shorter, while the 505 owns the drive shaft of the GL is shorter. This one is longer. Remember, I've done a conversion of GL to 505, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. So other than that, so that's what I will take my time to see. There might be some technicians who are knowledgeable enough to find a good CV boot that can fit in. It mustn't be exact one, but you know, you shall be able to figure it out. Okay, so that is it, and until next time.